Hi, today I'm going to look at making your own fire surround. So this sort of piece of metal that goes around, in this case a log burner, which just finishes off and separates the log burner from the wall. So you can buy them ready-made like this one, but I've got another one to do for somebody else, and I'm going to try and do it a bit cheaper by making it out of some angle iron like this stuff, which I got from eBay, quite cheap. And I'll put some buying links in the video description section. You'll also need an angle grinder like this one with, I suggest, a stainless steel fine cutting disc, which is 1mm thick, easier for cutting, and a MIG welder like this one, sort of a hobbyist spec one, PRO90 from Clark, some welding gloves, and I'm going to use, and I suggest using, some stainless steel wire inside the welder together with some argon gas, and that allows the MIG welding plasma to be as hot as possible. And the reason for that is because the angle iron is quite thick, so being hotter is going to allow for a better weld, and stainless steel wire does actually weld okay onto this iron. So we mark some exact 45-degree angles on the corners where we're going to cut the angle irons. So a piece of paper folded like that gives you an exact 45 degrees template. Mark it with something sharp, so you've got a guide to cut against with the angle iron, something like that. And then we'll cut it with the angle grinder along the line that we've scored. So try and do it nice and slow and carefully, and try and get it in a straight line. So that's with the corners all cut, and I suggest to get it square, but something that you know is square, like I've used some old wall tiles which I've used as a template inside. Line them up. It takes quite a lot of time and patience to get this angle cut and butting nicely. It's up to you how well you do it. And same the other side. So measure it as well, top and bottom. Make sure you're happy with the placement before you start welding. And the next job is to put a couple of tack welds on the inside first. We're going to do it, maybe at the top. Check, make sure it's still square, and then go over it with a full weld. So that's a couple of tack welds done. You might find it moves slightly with the heat, so just check on the alignment, make sure it's still square. Not going to show the actual welding because it's rather bright and might damage the camera, but now we've just got to do the full weld, and then we'll grind it flat. So that's with it welded, just about good enough, not particularly pretty. And that's the other side welded and ground off. Again, not particularly pretty, but as long as it's flat so it fits in the hole flush, doesn't matter too much what that side looks like because it's the inside of the surround. Alright, there we go. That's the front side of it. This is the bit that's going to show. I did debate, think to myself whether to weld on the front, but I think I'm quite glad that I didn't, just kept welding to the back, because it would be quite difficult to get a very flat, unblemished surface. And just with the tiny crack joint, that doesn't look too bad. Obviously the surface needs cleaning up, and I'm going to do that with a sander and then degrease the whole surface and then spray it with matte black barbecue paint. So that is the fire surround starting to take shape. So we'll get a good sand off all those imperfections on it. This is some pretty coarse sandpaper, and then I'll use some fine sandpaper on my orbital sander attachment. So that's it sanded down, ready for spraying. It says on this particular spray paint that we use, which is a high temperature paint for stoves and barbecues, matte black, be sprayed directly onto the bright sanded down metal and withstands temperatures up to 600 degrees centigrade. And again, I'll put buying links in the description. So that's the next job. Okay, so there's the fire surround sprayed up. Not quite enough spray paint on it. I need to get another can. But overall, quite presentable. Quite neat corners. Still shows the join obviously because it hasn't been welded on the outside, but presentable enough. Okay, there's my fire surround. First time trying it, and turned out not too bad. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.